Reason number 10 why being an infectious disease epidemiologist makes you a Debbie Downer. So my kiddo is getting over a cough this week. So to help him sleep at night, I brought out the humidifier we have here at home. But I couldn't remember the last time I cleaned this thing, and then I remembered a case report of a guy getting a severe infection from his humidifier. Let's talk about it. The case was a 30-year-old man with no major medical history except that he presented with pneumonia for 3 weeks. He had this severe cough, night sweats, and fever that he couldn't shake. His clinicians did a CT scan of his lungs and saw large cavitary lesions in his lungs, and then they tested them for what bacteria would be causing this, and they found Pseudomonas aeruginosa in his lungs. Fortunately, they were able to give him IV antibiotics, and he was able to leave the hospital shortly after. But here's the confusing part. Without a major medical history, it's unclear how this bacteria caused such a severe infection. So his clinicians questioned saying, have you been exposed to anything aerosolizing? And then he was said, yes, I have this humidifier at home. So the patient actually brought in the humidifier, and they put pictures of his humidifier in this report. And you don't need a microbiology degree to know that this thing is not clean. You can clearly see the biofilm building up on the sides of this, and it looks like he's just never cleaned this thing. So the researchers actually took samples of that person's humidifier, that grime and muck building up on the side, and it grew the exact same bacteria, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, that was causing the infection, and they did DNA fingerprinting showing it was the exact same bacteria, meaning that that humidifier gave him his severe infection. So what are some practical takeaways from this? Well, according to Consumer Reports, 40% of people who have humidifiers rarely or never actually clean them, but according to the EPA, home humidifiers should be cleaned at least every 3 days. So how do you actually clean your humidifier? Well, the best place to look is the manual from the manufacturer. So for my own here, I looked up Vicks and found the actual manual on the website. So here, according to the actual instructions from my own humidifier, you fill the tank with that bleach solution, you scrub and wipe out the insides as well, and then you rinse it out thoroughly, making sure you get rid of all of that bleach, and then you let it air dry. And remember, never, ever, ever mix bleach with vinegar. Ever. Be very careful whenever you are making bleach solutions, but for your own humidifier at home, just find your own manufacturer's instructions, which you can often find online just like I did. So now that I finally got my kids to sleep and I'm done making this video, it's now finally actually time to clean this humidifier.